Imagine someone has really hurt you. Maybe they betrayed you, stabbed you in the back, or just treated you like you were worthless. And then someone comes along and says, "That's karma." And you think, yes, exactly. They'll get what's coming to them. Justice. But what if I told you you've got it completely wrong? What if karma has nothing to do with punishment? What if the universe in that moment isn't trying to punish anyone at all, but instead trying to show you something about yourself, something you maybe haven't wanted to look at for a long time? Stay with me, because what I'm sharing with you today might turn a few things in your life upside down in the best possible way. And hey, if you're already finding value in this, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. More of this is coming and you want to be here for it. It generally helps more people find their way to this kind of perspective. So, thank you for that. So let's start from the very beginning. What does karma actually mean? The word comes from Sanskrit and it means plain and simple action. That's it. No morality, no judgment, no good or bad. Just action. And at first that sounds almost too simple, right? But that's exactly where all the depth lives. Because karma really just describes what we already know from physics. Every action creates a reaction. Or as the Hermetic law puts it, every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. This isn't some spiritual concept someone invented to make people feel guilty. This is a universal law, like gravity. It just runs all the time, whether you believe it or not. Now, what really gets me, and I mean really gets me, is how we in the West deal with this topic. Here, karma is usually understood like this. You do something bad, and at some point, somehow, it catches up with you as punishment. Almost like a cosmic police force keeping a record and eventually knocking on your door. And I get why that's so appealing, because we humans have a deep need for justice. We want the universe to reward the good and punish the bad. That feels fair. But here's the thing, there is no punishment in the universe. I'll say that again, because it matters. There is no punishment. And by the way, there is no hell either. Sorry. Or actually, not sorry. That's just how it is. The universe doesn't judge. It responds, it reflects, it balances. Everything you send out, your thoughts, your words, your actions, come back to you. Always. It can happen fast, sometimes almost immediately. It might show up in this lifetime, maybe years down the road, and sometimes, and this is the part that throws most people, sometimes it spans multiple lifetimes. Yes, I said multiple lifetimes. I work with clients, and in that work, past lives come up again and again. And what I witness is both fascinating and at the same time completely logical. There's someone experienced something painful in this life, something that feels profoundly unjust. And when we look deeper, it turns out this person did exactly that in a previous life to someone else. That's not a coincidence. That's karma finding its balance. And here's the crucial point. If someone is doing something to me right now, they don't have to be a bad person. It's entirely possible that in this moment, something is simply being balanced out. That I was the one who started it somewhere, sometime. And if I respond with hatred, if I return the negativity, if I wish them harm, what happens? I create new karma. The cycle continues. So how do I get out? How do I stop being trapped in that loop over and over again? The first is acceptance. And I don't mean you have to approve of everything. I mean, when you accept that everything you experience will find its balance, you can make peace with it. You don't have to fight anymore. You don't have to understand why it happened. You know, there's a reason. Maybe you won't know it in this lifetime, and that's okay. One method I find incredibly powerful is Oponopono. It's a Hawaiian practice of forgiveness, and it's so simple that most people underestimate it. You say silently aloud to the person or situation, "I forgive you for doing X, Y, Z to me. Please forgive me for led to you doing X, Y, Z to me. I forgive myself in relation to X, Y, Z to me. I love you. I love myself. Thank you for being." That might sound strange at first, especially when someone has hurt you. Why would you apologize? But that's not really the point. The point is to neutralize the energetic connection, to release the karma, and to let that person go with love. You're not forgiving for their sake, you're forgiving for yours. And now I'm getting to my absolute favorite part, because this generally changes everything about how you see the people in your life. In this life, you only ever meet two kinds of people, angels and what I call as angels. You heard right. The angels, those are your helpers, your guides, your companions, the people who support you, who show up for you, who make you feel you're not alone. And then there are the as angels. Yeah, as angels. And I'm telling you, these people matter more than the angels. Why? Because they are your best teachers. The as angels in your life, those are the people who trigger you, who drive you absolutely crazy, who hurt you, who disappoint you, challenge you, put the finger in your wound, show you your blind spots, who give you a kick in the right direction when you've been hiding in your comfort zone for far too long. And sometimes that's exactly what your soul needs, because maybe you haven't moved in years, because you're carrying something inside that wants to be healed and you keep pushing it away. And then this person comes along and presses exactly on that spot. They show you your blind spot. They bring into the light what you didn't want to see. Sometimes they fire us up because we want to prove them wrong. Sometimes they show us exactly how not to be, and that's how we get clearer on who we actually want to become. They draw us out. They help us find our own strength. They push us to stand up for ourselves. So next time someone really gets under your skin, ask yourself, what does this show me about me? What is this person here to teach me? And that brings me to maybe the deepest idea in all of this. At its core, everything, every situation is neutral. Not good, not bad, neutral. It is only your interpretation that determines how you experience it. Whether you see it as a defeat or a lesson, whether you see it as a punishment or as a gift. And I know that can sound almost impossible in certain moments. When you're right in the middle of the pain, it's hard to find a gift. That's human, that's okay. But your job, if you're ready, is exactly that, to find the gift in the challenge and then to grow from it. Your soul never sends you anything you cannot handle. That matters. Your soul knows you. It knows what you carry. It would never put more on you than you can hold. And the moment you stop fighting, the moment you release the resistance and say, okay, I'm going to look at this, I'm going to face it, the knot loosens, sometimes surprisingly fast. Trust and surrender. It really isn't as complicated as we make it. I want to add one more thing before I close, because it's something I care deeply about. Alongside karma, there's another concept, Dharma. While karma is what you've sown and what comes back, Dharma is your path, your purpose, why you're here in this lifetime, why you incarnated. Dharma shows you the direction. Karma is what you make of it along the way. And when you truly understand that, really understand it, something fundamental shifts in you. You stop seeing life as something that happens to you. You start understanding that you are co-creating it, that every action, every thought, every word sends out a ripple that comes back around. That's not a threat. That is empowerment. You're not a victim of the universe. You're a part of it, an active, creative, co-creating part. So the next time you meet someone who challenges you, remember, maybe they're your as angel. Maybe the universe is showing you something right now. Maybe this isn't a glitch in the system. Maybe it's exactly the plan. And the most beautiful part, you can start over at any time. Karma isn't a prison, it's a mirror. And you decide what you send back. If you act with love today, with compassion, with clarity, that is the wave you're sending into this world. And it will come back. The universe forgets nothing, but it punishes nothing either. It grows with you, step by step, life by life. And honestly, I find that pretty beautiful. Leave me a comment. Who has been your greatest teacher, your biggest angel? I'd love to know. And feel free to send me a question anytime. And if you feel stuck in such a situation, do not hesitate to send me a message. I would love to support you on your path and help finding your personal Dharma. Thank you for watching. See you next time.